This is the other board, isn't it?
Really, really, really elaborate.
Spine specimen.
The Health and Beauty Department, City and Islington College, North London.
Okay, so today the aim is to give the underpinning knowledge of how to set up a treatment area, carry out a file and paint to prepare learners to perform a mini manicure.
Michelle Zini is taking an NVQ Level 1 class in skin diseases that make nail treatments impossible. Michelle's only been teaching 2 years. Before that, she spent 9 years working in beauty salons. Observing is Deputy Director for Health and Beauty, Helen Kent.
What is a contraindication before we start? Jodie?
Sort of like, say they've got an infection like on a finger and you're doing a manicure, then you just miss that finger out.
Yes, so it could be something that may mean that you restrict you from carrying out a manicure treatment or prevent you from carrying out the treatment altogether. So it could be a skin disease or disorder.
How did you feel the lesson went?
Good. They're in their third week, so they've settled in really well. Seeing as they've come straight from school into college, and they're really enjoying what we're studying so far. Why should lids be replaced on bottles and jars? Contamination. Excellent. Katie, explain why the therapist must not wear nail varnish whilst carrying out a manicure treatment.
The client can be allergic to it.
Yeah, it can be allergic to the nail varnish.
I think what came across there was your really clear vocal projection, and I thought that was really excellent. Is that something you've worked on and developed?
I've tried, yeah, because in previous groups that I've worked with, I found that I had to kind of change and go slower in the way I was speaking. Because they're quite new at the moment, I don't want to put too much pressure on them being level 1, so they're still getting used to everyone in the group.
So you're quite aware of being sensitive to students who might be shy or quieter?
Definitely, especially when they've just come out of school. It's very hard, that transition. OK, so this fungal infection of the nail ringworm is known as onychomycosis. Now, if you look down,
the students only have a few GCSEs, so Michelle also works hard on their language skills.
Have you found it, onychomycosis?
Yeah.
OK, so I want you to try and say that out loud now by following the instructions, the pronunciation. So, onychomycosis. Does that make it easier?
Yeah.
Much easier. So these are all the breakdowns of all these difficult words that we're going to be using on the slide. OK? So, the next one is a bacterial infection called paronychia. It appears with inflammation, redness, and pus occurs in the tissue surrounding the nail.
And how about seeing yourself on film?
It's quite strange.
How does that feel?
It's actually shocked me, really, how professional I do look.
So that's why I said at the beginning, you look fantastic.
Because I've never actually, obviously, seen myself teaching, and you always have that question in the back of your head, am I doing OK? OK, the next one is a bacterial infection called impetigo. The bacterial infection is caused by bacterial infection or unsanitary habits. Appearance is small red blemishes, form which start to weep and spread. Honey-coloured crusts then are formed.
And how about the PowerPoint presentation? How do you think that's going?
Oh, they work very well, the PowerPoint presentations, because you've got, instead of reading through textbooks and packs, they've got the visual images. We can stop at any time. Scabies. It's an infestation of an itch mite that burrows under the skin. It's small papules. Does anyone know what a papule is?
But Helen doubts the PowerPoint's going quite as well as Michelle thinks.
It's a red spot.
From anything?
Just a red spot like you get on your face, a red spot.
I think the use of PowerPoint can be used well or not used well. And I think what I ask you to reflect as we move on, I think it's moved on down the video, if you feel that's still working when you sort of look at the learners and their engagement.
Yes.
Yeah? So if you want to turn that on.
So, you would simply avoid the affected area and miss out certain stages to adapt the treatment for the client. It is important that you explain to the client why you are doing this, otherwise they may think that you are skimping on the treatment. You should be discussing every step of the treatment to them anyway, so they're informed. Minor nail separation, which we just went over, so just quickly run through. Again, is usually damage to the nail. Salon treatment is to keep the nails as short as possible, so it's not adding too much pressure. Do not
So
buff the
what did you
nail.
feel about that section, Michelle? So if you're looking at it from the learner's perspective, did you think they were engaged or...?
Some of them were engaged, but some of them, with that age group, they do tend to kind of switch off after a certain amount of time. Broken bones. Obviously, we shouldn't be working over broken bones. Trauma or injury to the bones of the hand and arm.
Helen believes that over an hour spent on PowerPoint in a 3-hour lesson is far too much. But Michelle's problem is how to teach theory to students with a low boredom threshold.
I probably could have actually split up the PowerPoint presentations instead. Maybe there was too much in one lesson for them, but it is relevant that I have to go through all that before they start their practical work.
The dangers with PowerPoint and wonderful sort of e-learning and everything is you have everything on the screen, and I think it turns into a bit like chalk and talk, but a modern version.
Patch and tear the skin.
Helen thinks an alternative could be to break the lesson into more varied activities and make more of group work.
I just want you to just observe the difference when people are working in small groups and how the energy changes in the class.
At least we know. Could you bring them on the hand? Appearance, let's do that. It's a fungal infection that can appear even worse. Which can be scratched off the nail, so this is as a yellow streak. What's it look like? Right, it's patches, look. It says there.
Anyone give me a shout?
Oh, pass, I think it said pass. Pass, P-U-S. Oh yeah, P. Around the nail border.
Like dandruff, it kind of really flaky. It's just...
So I think that's a lovely example of learning taking place.
Or due to stress or illness.
Something to think about is making that perhaps more part of the theory lesson as well.
It's just that lesson with the contraindications. It's very hard actually to get them to go off and kind of research that.
I just felt, it was too long, I think,
Yeah,
for people's concentration levels.
Yeah, maybe to shorten the PowerPoint presentation, because I do think they work. They're just maybe for not too so long next time.
Epilepsy, no.
To end the lesson, Michelle has the students practice what they've learned by inspecting each other's hands for diseases.
No, nothing. Got any bruising or nothing? Short sleeves. Condition of nails. Smooth.
Have to clean first, because if you're not touching and looking, so you need to clean them first.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that first. And whilst you're cleaning, then look at the hands and look at the nails and see what you think.
They're smooth, like they ain't got no...
So the surface, the surface is smooth.
Well, they the cuticles ain't too long.
Normal stroke healthy nails. Yeah?
So where's that going, the conditioner nails?
Yeah, conditioner nails. There you go.
What else do you feel you've learnt from seeing yourself?
Maybe you need to involve a lot more activity just to keep them their full attention throughout the lesson.
How would you change your lesson to actually incorporate those things for next week?
And I will definitely use PowerPoint, because I do like the use of PowerPoint, but obviously not for so long. And I will do a lot more practical work, because we are going into the practical side of the lesson now.
A few days later, Michelle still plans to use PowerPoint for teaching theory, but this time the lesson will be more practical and broken into bite-sized chunks.
Then you're really light with the file, because a lot of people saw, and you should never ever saw the nail. So you just lightly take it to one side and then to the other side. Some people saw like this. It's wrong. You're going to damage the nail. So just nice light strokes. Some people hate the sound. Do you file your nails at home?
Yeah.
And do you file them like this? Yeah. Be honest. How do you file your nails at home?
You said not to.
Okay. So you can talk to your client while you're cleaning their hands. You want them to come back? Just really light.
You know my long nail.
Oh, no, okay, shall I show you? Just here. So you're going to go. Bring it actually round.
It looks like it's going to flick you in the face.
Okay, round. Okay, I can't hear anyone talking to your clients. They're not going to come back.
Do you go out all the time? Oh, not really. Too much into my work. Got kids? No.
Michelle then decides to risk another PowerPoint, but this time it's going to be much shorter and interactive.
Okay, so if you put the nail files down now.
In some products, fish scales are used to give the enamel its pearlized effect.
Remember, when you're choosing a colour, you need to look at what colour the skin tone, so it's not too harsh. What about this one?
Ain't that bad.
It's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
What about the pink?
Yeah, that's
Yeah? It's a nice warmer colour, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's try the kind of lilac-y blue colour. It's too pale against the skin, isn't it? Much too pale.
To summarise, you have just seen how the length of the nail helps you to decide the depth of colour to use.
Michelle then gives another practical demonstration. She's learnt that PowerPoint for teaching theory has its limits, and that engaging directly and practically with students helps their learning and motivation.
I'm down the side. Okay? I want to see colour because I just want to see the way you're painting today.
Finally, the students get to have a go.
It's not, look, it's so thick as well, like.
Yeah, that's why she said roll it.
I did roll it, but it's...
Cool, get on that now.
Cool, get on that, mate.
That now.
Maybe a little bit more product on the brush and then it won't drag.
Oh. Sorry.
Doing well.
Shaking.
Relax. Don't squeeze yourself up because you're tensing. Brilliant. Good, well done.
Michelle completes the lesson by asking for feedback.
How do you think you got on? Jodie?
I think we've done all right. Yeah, considering it was our first time.
Yeah? Aisha?
I was good, but I was a bit slow in painting and that, so I need to pick up the pace a bit.
So your speed will come with time. How did you find the PowerPoint presentation? Helpful? Yeah? Compared to last week?
No, it explained it good as well,
Okay.
so we understood it.
Okay, have a good lunch and I'll see you after.
How do you think that went?
It went well. I actually took a large risk today and I tried out, because I didn't actually have anything to bring in with PowerPoint into my practical session, so I kind of searched through some internet sites and found that presentation, and I thought I'd try it out today, so...
And how do you think it went?
Yeah, I think it went well. I do think it went well, because it was fun where it had the images and you could choose on the different colours and fingers and see what different colours look like against different skin tones. And it was shorter, and they didn't have to really take much notes down, just simple notes, and it was very easy.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, as an observer, having watched last week and this week, then I felt that the students were much more engaged. I know it's more of a practical lesson this week,
Yes.
but I think the way you actually did the recap and the PowerPoint presentation, I thought you'd really taken the points on board and thought them through. And I hope you felt that the lesson...
Yeah, I felt it worked much better this time round, much better. So I'm really happy now.